Alright, so we're going to pack your manicure bag now. There's one thing I do want to say that I don't have that you can get for the manicure bag. I highly suggest you get the really tiny water bottles. You'll take the label off and you'll label it soapy water. I do have a label for that. That is for the water that goes into your manicure bowl. If you forget and you're waiting till last minute, it's the night before, stay bored. Don't worry. You can just use the water from your spray bottle. They're not going to be able to take points off because you didn't put soap in here. However, make sure you sanitize that mannequin hand when you first get started, because that is one of the first steps of a manicure, is to ask your client to go wash your hands, right? Because you don't know where it's been. Alright, so a little disclaimer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to pack our bag. For this one, you will probably want to use a bigger one. So this is one of the jumbo size. They come in 10 of them per box. So if you are packing with a friend or a classmate, I highly suggest you guys go in on these. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the towels. So for the towels, I did say you can have it pre-rolled. So you can do them separate, or you can go ahead and lay it out like you would on a manicure. The only reason I suggest that is because you have only 2 minutes to set up for this manicure. So you can go ahead and lay one out. And then you can lay this one that way. And then if you want, you can go ahead and fold this up to where when you lay it out, it should just be about the way you want it. If not, you can flip them. But it's just easier than having to do it in your 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the bag. So the next thing I'm going to put in the bag is your mannequin hand and your bowl. So very important that you have these. I'm just using one of the older hands. Make sure your hand does not have any nail polish on it, does not have any markings, definitely does not have your name on it anywhere. You can get a 0 and into trouble for stuff like that. The water bowl, I have a label for it, so make sure you label that. You don't need to label the hand. So since we don't need this mannequin hand until the manicure, we're going to put it in the manicure bag. So the next thing I did is I took all the cotton balls, and applicators are going to be your Q-tips. You will use the Q-tips to clean up the red polish towards the end. I put everything in bags. You need enough cotton balls to get through the manicure and to take the polish off. So manicure and to take the polish off, you get 5 minutes. So just enough, and keep them in the bag. You can label the bag. I do have a label that says clean cotton balls and cotton tips and things like that, or cosmetic applicators. The next thing that you want to go ahead and pack is your polishes. So here's the deal with the polishes. You need a top coat and you need a base coat. You can go buy 2 clear coats from the Dollar Tree and you can label them. Perfect. As long as they're labeled, they're great. If you go buy a top coat and you go buy a base coat, you can keep that manufacturer label. However, these labels are easier to read for the examiners. So the next thing that we're going to pack is our cuticle oil. So this one does not have a label on it because I left the manufacturer label on it. If it has a manufacturer label, you can keep it. So this one came in your kit. If you still have this, go ahead and include it. If you don't, and it's the night before, grab one of the containers that kind of look like this. Go put some vegetable oil in it and label it cuticle oil. The next thing I'm going to do is the red polish. Make sure your polish is red. You don't want your polish to be pink or to be burgundy or something else, because they're going to take off points for that too. So once again, make sure it's red. You want to get a nail brush. You want your nail brush to be very clean. You want it to never have been used. It can have a whole bunch of broken bristles in it and things like that. I say go ahead and get 2 wooden pushers. Remember, when you're using the wooden pusher, you want to do the cotton tip with it. The reason I say to get 2 of them is, once again, you can drop one and now you have an extra one. Do not bring metal implements to use during your manicure as they board. So go ahead and get you 2 files and a buffer. If you want to bring 2 buffers, you can, but remember, the less stuff in your area, the better. Alright, if you have acrylic on your nails, definitely grab you some gloves. You can use this in the removing of the polish process. It's not necessary to use gloves during the manicure, you guys. You need to sanitize your hands, and then you need to sanitize the mannequin hand, and then you can get started with the manicure. Alright, let's talk about products. So you'll need cuticle oil and cuticle cream. You can use real stuff with the manufacturer label, or you can use lotion and put it in a bottle and throw the printed label out. Put that on there. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is hand lotion. Once again, you can use a bigger bottle that has a manufacturer label. I highly suggest just doing the smaller bottles. Less room. I mean, it takes up less room on the table, so that's what I suggest. And then your polish remover. So you guys did have a little one that came in your nail kit. Use that one because it's smaller. Make sure it is completely full though. But if not, you can fill some up in a bottle. Just make sure that it's acetone free, because if it has acetone in it, it may start to eat through the bottom. And another disclaimer, the only thing that I do not have in here is a smaller bottle labeled soapy water. If you forget it, just use water that is in your universal supplies. Alright, once that's done, you can zip it up. Don't put manicure on it. If anything, you can put like an M, but you can't number the bags. I will usually put client 1 or client 2, but the hand should tell you. So put the hand out to where you know the hand is there first. So go ahead and close your bag up. You can fold it in, and you're placing it into your kit. And we'll get started with our next bag.